2001 to 2010, if you're looking at the pie chart here, what you will find is that the vast majority of them have actually been directly linked and related to stalls and upsets. And this is alarming data because the likelihood of you getting into an actual upset situation is 1 in a million. However, if you are the unlucky 1 in a million, the likelihood of being able to recover without this training program is literally almost nothing, because the hull losses that have occurred as a result of this type of incident or upset is staggering. Let me name just a few of the accidents that happen to fall within that large piece of the pie there. In 2008, we had an XL Airways A320 that stalled, literally stalled, as they were doing a test flight. This aircraft had a crew of about 4 on board. The aircraft was being sold, and as a result of the sale, the airplane had recently been washed. Water had entered into the static system, and as a result, there were altimeter and other static errors within this airframe. This directly led to an upset situation due to incorrect data being presented to the pilots, inability to actually determine what caused it and recover properly by the air crew, and unfortunately, a stall resulted from this. In 2008, again, XL Airways A320 crashed. In 2009, Empire Airlines Flight 8284 was an ATR. Crashed. In 2009, Turkish Airlines, Flight 1951, going into Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. It was a 737-800. Thrust levers came back to idle, the autopilot was engaged, and they ended up stalling on the glide slope. For those of you that are 737 drivers, this is the very reason we actually train stalls on an ILS approach. Maybe those of you that are out there and you're saying, well, why are we training this stall in this particular phase or scenario of flight? This is the reason why we're doing that. Of course, in 2009, we have Colgan Air Flight 3407, very, very high profile, tragic accident, and that was complete loss of control in flight, a stall situation that ensued, and of course, an improper response that actually was carried out by the aircrew. We're going to show you some other additional images here as to how that happened, why the response was not proper. In 2009, we have Air France 447, and in 2014, we have an Air Asia 8501. Now, I'm going to back up to the last two I mentioned here. 2009, we have Colgan Air, we have Air France. In 2009, with the Colgan Air 3407, every time there's an accident, there's always a hearing, an NTSB hearing, in the jurisdiction of where the accident actually happened. The public can come and attend to this, right? Now, there's actually, literally, as the hearing is ongoing, another representative from within the very hearing comes up and tells to the moderator, whispers into their ear something, to which he sits there shocked and stunned at what he's hearing in his ear being whispered. Now, what do you think is being whispered into his ear? What is he hearing? Okay, essentially what he's hearing, let me back up just a minute. Remember, you're at an NTSB hearing for Colgan Flight 3407, an aircraft that stalled, spun out of control, and crashed. Here comes somebody else, another gentleman comes up to the podium, whispers into the ear of the person that's there, and tells him something that leaves him floored. Now, what it was that Air France 447 had just crashed for reasons not yet known. But what we now know, and later found out, is that that airplane also stalled and crashed. So when you ask yourself, do I really need to go through this training program? We have Colgan Flight 3407, the complete investigation is not even wrapping up, and we have another accident coming to the table, literally, that just happened, an airframe, an A330, that stalled and crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. Definitely need this training. That's the very reason, once more, I say it again, why you're watching this, and I hope the data that we bring to you here can provide you some clarity as to how we can actually prevent these situations from developing.